year. The first interview day that I woke up that morning, I was super nervous. I don't even think I ate breakfast.
And I looked at my dad and I'm like, there's no way, Dad. I'm sorry, we're just gonna ride this day out. We're gonna make the best of it because I don't think I have a shot.
The faculty and staff definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable. I was able to loosen up and have fun and meet new people, and I actually really ended up enjoying it. And I remember walking away and telling my mom that no matter what happens, I'm so glad that I had this opportunity because I just had a really amazing day.
And once I got the call, it was like weeks before they actually said we were supposed to get it, and I screamed. I couldn't contain myself. I just had no idea what was happening.
When I got that, it's a wave of relief. I remember I was on my way to work at Moe's burrito place, and I quit my job that day. I was like, I'm enjoying the last couple of weeks. Like, I've earned it. Walked in, hugged my parents, took off my sweaty burrito shirt.
I knew then that it was just going to be an amazing 4 years, and I was ready, and I was so excited.
Like any other freshman was, I was really nervous about everything.
I thought it was going to be really hard to be a Pres Scholar, and it turns out that we're all just really chill people and that we're all just like the best friends.
I got to meet 19 other wonderful students coming in immediately.
Since freshman year, the Pres Scholars have kind of become a backbone for each other.
I don't know, I'm just so impressed by everyone, and everyone's so different but so cool and successful in their own way.
We kind of all push each other, and we're all striving to do great things on campus.
We all care so much about each other, and we want to see each other succeed, which is what I think is really unique.
Being able to share that and build a friendship around that has been really cool. So it's been kind of a unique relationship. I don't have any other friend groups like I do with the President's Scholars.
Some of my favorite memories that I have are definitely when my family has got to come here for like tailgates.
I love our holiday parties at Dean Beerley's house.
All right, top 5. Pres Scholar gatherings, winning Miss ISU, study abroad, competing at the international competition for the Eco Marathon team, and the Pres Scholar trip out west. Top 5, hands down.
Late at night when we lived in Pickerel, we'd all go downstairs into the classrooms down there and hang out and do our homework together.
I think I'll definitely remember going to every single men's and women's home basketball game for 4 years.
So some of my best days here on campus were being able to go sit behind Pickerel in the patio area after class and just do homework and talk with friends or sit around the fountain.
I thought that when I went to my pre-departure meeting and she said, when you come back, you're going to be a totally different person and it's going to change your life. I was like, I don't understand how that's going to change my life, but it did. It was amazing.
It literally changed me. Like, after that, I wanted to go everywhere, all the time. I had no fear of going to new places, talking to new people. It just opened the door to my more adventurous side.
So being able to go outside of the U.S. and be able to like just talk to people, understand, you know, what they do from a day-to-day and what's important to them and how their value system is different than ours, but it's still the same.
I had a lot of thoughts and ideas and perspectives challenged, and I think it gave me a better appreciation for just diversity as a whole.
It was really awesome, and that was another one of those experiences that you don't think will change you, and everybody says it will, and you don't believe it until you actually do it, and then you realize how much it forces you to grow.
During my freshman year, I actually got to meet a young boy named Carter who had muscular dystrophy, we supported Muscular Dystrophy Association.
My freshman and sophomore year, I did all my volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club. There's so much stuff that you can be spending your time on doing good for other people who actually need it rather than focusing like on what you need to do. Just 1 hour, 2 hours at a time can really help with all these different places.
I would say most of my volunteer hours have been with voter registration, and that's something I'm really passionate about.
I volunteered at 14th and Chestnut. It's basically a place where kids can go after school and, you know, it's a safe place for them to go.
For the past 3 years, I've volunteered for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Vigo County.
I've just been with my little sister Cece for the past 2.5 years, and it's been great just to see her grow.
I've picked her up every week and we've done homework together, done different activities together, and it's been amazing. I've seen a huge change in her.
We do a bunch of fun stuff together, like literally she is my little sister.
And it's also been so good for me. I've learned so much from her and she's brought me so much joy to my life.
So I came in super passionate about dance marathon, and I would say over half of the scholars in our class and a lot of the other President's Scholars in the younger classes have gotten involved in that too. And so it's just been super cool to see how
other people support you when you're passionate about something, and I couldn't thank the Press Scholars enough for that.
Was when State Dance Marathon raised $116,000 for the kids.
How can you not be affected and impacted by Dance Marathon?
Whole year worth of investment into one cause, finally coming together at Dance Marathon when we raised $116,000, more money than anyone's ever raised at ISU before. It was just a super awesome moment to see the Riley kids running around and knowing that we had really made a difference on campus and made something from my freshman year of 15 students coming together to a committee of 115 last year to plan this event. It was just basically my entire college experience coming together at once as this super rewarding moment of jumping up and down and celebrating that we had raised that much money. Right.
Lots of crying.
Couldn't have done it without Bree and the other scholars. So.
You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. When your whole life's gonna change, you'll miss the magic of these good old days.
My Press Scholar trip was amazing.
We touched down like on this tiny little airport and like mountains everywhere. It's beautiful. And for some reason, Tracy trusted me with a GoPro. So I was pumped.
I looked forward to it from the time I found out that I got the scholarship.
I actually got to go hiking for the first time. I was kind of nervous.
Well, Sam's trip with Press Scholars started off a little interesting.
Bumpy, but again, another learning experience that the scholarship gives me.
I remember pulling up in the van with Dr. Beerley, and you get out of the van and he's like, the Grand Canyon's right here. We look, and it was just, Grand doesn't do it justice.
I really fell in love with being outside and in nature, and it was just a great experience to bond with other Press Scholars.
People that, we hung out with freshman year, but then we all kind of split off into our own majors and friend groups, and then for us to come back together and just kind of celebrate everything that's gone on the past couple of years and be together kind of one last time before graduation was really fun.
One of the things President Bradley said on this trip was that 90% is still an A. So he was not afraid to leave any of us behind. I am going to be forever grateful that he changed that motto when we were at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, because I would have been left behind.
President Bradley said, go down to Skeleton Point, it's not that far, and then come back up. And we were like, okay, we thought we were about to get lunch soon. It took a really long time. It felt like it took that long just to get up.
Builds character, I guess.
It does build character.
Poor Alexis had just torn her ACL, but she was hiking because she's a trooper and she's such a champ.
Emily and I and Brittany almost died in Allison over Grand Canyon Skeleton Point, and then in the distance, lo and behold, a man comes out of the shadows and he's carrying a fanny pack full of rocks.
Hot as heck out there, and you're sweating and you're tired, and Dylan has on blue jeans, and you run out of water halfway through, and just all these things, but you like grow closer together, doing things that are so awesome and that people just don't get to do randomly, and we got to do it, and we didn't have to really think about it or plan anything or pay for a lot of it, so unforgettable.
We just had such a good time. Like, it was beautiful weather and we were in this beautiful place, and we just got to be together and enjoy it, and it's definitely a favorite memory of mine.
And poor Dr. B, I think it was one day, was it Monument Valley?
Stressed. I think it was. Because
Yeah.
I remember freezing, like standing by the
That was
van.
the
I was
cold day.
so cold. I was just waiting for him to unlock it so I could get in.
Yeah, and so Kate and I were together, and we're like looking, I mean, like she said, it's freezing, and we just see Dr. B off way off, into another like side of the parking lot, trying to open up a vehicle that's not ours. Like, I mean, this poor man, like
hitting his log thing, like, where are we at here?
Poor guy. I feel so bad for him because you can tell he's tired. But I mean, it was,
you know. And Darcy's like, Dr. B,
Dr. B. And he
was
still,
so oblivious.
yeah, he still didn't even hear me. It was just, yeah.
So we would like to thank Dr. Beerley for that memory.
Definitely. Because even
Makes
now,
us laugh a lot.
if we're sitting in our apartment doing nothing, we'll just start talking about it, and like we'll be on the floor laughing. I mean, it brings us that much joy. So I'm really happy about it.
Me too.